Давай. Хорошо. Мухбосебу. Себе грузи таве. Стоять сверху. Стремана. Молодец. Ислам на ковер.
Rizwan.
Don't tap. Don't tap.
T'as parié sur lui, toi, ou pas?
I'm going to sleep. Deep sleep.
Sleep.
Still alive.
He's also got pajama. Look.
Ragazzi.
Sleep. That's power now.
Khabib Nurmagomedov and coach Javier Mendez have seen Islam Makhachev evolve from a hungry prospect to one of the most dominant champions in the UFC, and ahead of his showdown with Jack Della Maddalena, they're pulling back the curtain on what truly makes him special. From his suffocating control to his underrated striking IQ, the duo are making sure that he is in best shape for what's to come and delivers when the stage is set. And how will he do it? Let's break it down.
Well, also on your card in that main event is Islam. You and I spoke last time about Islam versus JDM. Now only weeks away. Do you still favor Islam in that matchup?
I'm gonna lean now towards JDM.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but now this is all feel. This is one of the few fights where I can't really give you a clear answer. So I just feel like JDM.
Coach Javier Mendez has revealed an interesting detail from Islam Makhachev's training camp. Khabib Nurmagomedov was literally putting himself in guillotine chokes just to help Islam prepare for Jack Della Maddalena. According to Mendez, Khabib wanted Islam to feel every possible scenario, even the most dangerous ones, so he would know exactly how to stay calm under pressure. And that's how dedicated they are at camp.
Никто не останавливается. Выше голову. Отлично. Хорошие 5 раундов.
And both Khabib and Javier like to keep a hawk's eye on Islam's training to make sure that he never misses, noting what he does down and giving feedback while he is at it.
Мухбосебу. Себе грузи таве. Стоять сверху. Стремана. Молодец. Ислам на ковер.
Coach Javier Mendez says that the kind of mindset Khabib showed in training, putting himself in danger just to sharpen Islam, is exactly why their camp stands apart from everyone else. What Khabib and his late father built isn't just a team, it's a whole system. These fighters weren't made in flashy gyms or with easy matchups, and they were made through years of grinding on the mats, perfecting that mix of wrestling, sambo, and jiu-jitsu that's now become their trademark. Mendez says no other camp is producing this kind of dominance because no one else trains with that level of trust, discipline, and obsession. From Islam leading the charge in the UFC to Usman carrying gold in Bellator, the Dagestani blueprint keeps proving unstoppable, and Islam's move to welterweight might be its next masterpiece.
Who's got the kind of champions we have right now? Who has? No one's even close, and that's a team. They didn't come from this country. They didn't come from that country. They were born and bred by Habib's father. And it was through wrestling and jiu-jitsu, sambo type combos. So the groundwork, that was their queen. And that's why they're so dominant. That's why they do so great, because they can deal with the ground. And of course, they do everything now. They do the stand-up also, but that's their core, and that's why they do so well, and they have They have the majority of the champions. They had all the lightweight champions in the PFL. They had Gaji. They have Usman, who was the Bellator. And then they had Islam, who's the UFC. Now Islam went up.
A blueprint Islam seems to have perfected, judging by the intensity and precision seen in his recent training footage. Mendez admits, though, that Islam won't be walking into an easy night. Jack Della Maddalena, he says, is one of those rare fighters who can punish you everywhere. Slick boxing, nasty body work, and the kind of composure that doesn't crack under pressure. His timing, his shot selection, the way he mixes punches and kicks, which all combined keeps opponents guessing. Add in his rock-solid takedown defense, and you've got a guy who forces you to fight on his terms. That's why, according to Mendez, Islam can't just rely on his grappling. He'll have to create his openings, break JDM's rhythm, and drag him into deep water where few have ever survived.
I think what makes JDM so dangerous, number one, he's unbeaten for quite a while. Yep. He's had quite a long win streak, and the fact that this guy mixes it up extremely well. He goes to the body, to the head. He doesn't just stick head hunting. He mixes it all up. He goes body, punch, boom, and then also the kick comes. And with him, his takedown defense is really, really good also. So we are not in a situation where we can think, oh, we're going to go to the ground, or no, we got to see what he's going to give us, and we have to. Probably we're going to have to make him give us something, because I don't know if he's going to. He's really that good.
Experts, however, have weighed in on this fight as well, and here's what they have to say about it. Starting with Dan Hooker, who believes Jack Della Maddalena might be the one to finally crack the Islam Makhachev code. He sees a fighter who's already proven he can stand his ground against elite wrestlers, showing composure and balance where others usually crumble. JDM doesn't shy away from grappling, and he meets it head on, forcing the wrestler to think twice before shooting. It's that mindset, that refusal to be bullied on the mat, that makes him dangerous. Hooker points out that the days of simply defending and surviving are gone. JDM plans to wrestle back, to fight Islam in the fire rather than run from it, and that's what makes this matchup so intriguing.
Do you take JDM to beat Islam in that fight next month?
I'd lean with it. He obviously showed that he's highly capable of fighting a wrestler in the Bilal fight. And that's a very strong wrestler in itself. Very similar opponent, and JDM is not. He's not. He's smart about it. He knows that you can't avoid the wrestling. You have to meet it head on. You have to lead the wrestling. You have to counter wrestle with them. I feel like gone are the times of guys trying to avoid wrestling. These guys, they've seen that it doesn't. They've seen that avoiding the wrestling doesn't work, or only being defensive with the wrestling doesn't work. You have to wrestle these guys, or wrestle them first. That's the kind of method to the madness.
However, Hooker gave Makhachev his flowers for daring to chase greatness. Moving up to welterweight isn't just a career move, but it's also a statement. He respects Islam for taking a risk that even Khabib never pursued, stepping out of his comfort zone to test himself against a bigger, more dangerous opponent in JDM. To Hooker, that kind of ambition is what separates champions from legends, and whether he wins or loses, Islam's willingness to climb another mountain deserves recognition.
A huge ask for Islam. Credit to him for stepping up to the plate and coming up to welterweight. He definitely got my respect for being able to move up a weight class and fight Jack Della. Like, it's something that even, the greatest lightweight of all time, Khabib, who never managed to chase that accomplishment in being a two-division champion. So credit to him, but it's a huge ask. Obviously, we go with Football Jack.
Bilal Muhammad, on the other hand, sees this fight ending exactly where Makhachev wants it on the canvas. He believes once Islam gets his hands on JDM, it's only a matter of time before the fight spirals out of control. Fighters who've never faced that Dagestani pressure, he says, have no idea what's coming until it's too late. The grip strength, the weight distribution, the way they chain positions, and it's a completely different level of control. And while JDM is slick on the feet, Bilal thinks his mistakes on the ground could be costly. If Islam drags him down, the finish might not just be possible, it might be inevitable.
I mean, I think my mindset, I think Islam can finish him on the ground for sure. And especially it's like we saw with DDP. If you never felt one of those Dagestani style wrestlers. Like you don't want it to be your first time in the cage feeling it.
Yeah.
And Islam and them, they have a different feel. They have a different type of grappling. So for JDM, even in our fight, he makes mistakes on the ground. He does a lot of stuff.
Ian Gary views it from a more balanced lens. He agrees Islam's grappling could be the deciding factor, but he also sees real danger for the champ on the feet. For Gary, the entire fight hinges on that first clinch. When Islam finally gets his hands on JDM, we'll see just how much the Aussie has evolved. Makhachev's control and pressure are world class, forged through a lifetime of repetition, but if Jack can stay upright and keep the fight standing, things get interesting fast. Gary believes JDM has the tools to win striking exchanges cleanly, and the challenge is surviving 5 rounds without being dragged into Islam's world.
The fight for me really is when Islam grabs a hold of Jack, how good has Jack improved? Because Islam is world class at that and has been for probably his entire life because of the way he trains and where he has come from. So can Jack stop that consistently like he did against Bilal? Because he did a phenomenal job against Bilal at stopping that. But can he do that against someone who's just cleaner, more technical? On the feet, I think Jack wins it cleanly. I think he'll jab, switching stances. He'll have a bit more fluidity due to the fact that Islam's not going to be changing stances so regularly. So I think Jack can do it on the feet, but the question mark is, can he stop the takedown consistently over 5 rounds?
Alex Volkanovski, who's logged countless hours training with Jack Della Maddalena, believes anyone counting the Aussie out is making a huge mistake. He's seen up close how much sharper and more complete JDM has become, especially after that dominant showing against Bilal Muhammad. Volkanovski points to that fight as a turning point. JDM didn't just stuff takedowns, he stayed calm under pressure and took control in the striking exchanges. That experience, Volk says, refined Jack's defense, boosted his confidence, and turned him into a far more complete threat. He plans to reunite with JDM in camp ahead of the Islam fight and warns that while Makhachev will come in fully prepared, he'll be facing a new, more dangerous version of Della Maddalena, one built to test even the most dominant champion.
Do you believe he might be able to stop Islam going up to this weight class?
To stop him, yeah. I mean, look, JDM's boxing and pressure that he can do, incredible. So I definitely can get a finish.
All right, favorite team?
Islam's great. Him moving up, I still think he's a nightmare for a lot of the people in the division, but I think JDM can do it.
When asked if Jack Della Maddalena has what it takes to end Islam Makhachev's run toward 2-division dominance, Alex Volkanovski didn't hesitate, and he's all in on his countryman. He pointed to JDM's crisp boxing, elite timing, and relentless forward pressure as weapons that can crack even the most composed fighters. In Volk's eyes, Makhachev may be a master of control and grappling, but Della Maddalena brings a completely different kind of danger. His striking is sharp, patient, and built to exploit the smallest openings. Volkanovski believes that if Jack can set the tone early, manage the distance, and stuff those early takedown attempts, he has every tool, precision, power, and poise to shock the world and dethrone one of the most dominant forces in the game.
Do you believe he might be able to stop Islam going up to this weight class?
To stop him, yeah. I mean, look, JDM's boxing and pressure that he can do, incredible. So I definitely can get a finish.
All right, favorite team?
Islam's great. Him moving up, I still think he's a nightmare for a lot of the people in the division, but I think JDM can do it.
Chael Sonnen took the conversation in a different direction, highlighting just how much is riding on this fight. He believes the stakes go beyond titles, and they could reshape 2 divisions entirely. According to Sonnen, the only realistic path to an Islam versus Ilia Topuria super fight starts with Jack Della Maddalena shocking the world. It wouldn't guarantee that matchup, but it would at least force Islam to reconsider a return to lightweight. What intrigues Chael even more, though, is the ripple effect of a JDM victory, how it would redefine his career overnight and shake up the entire pound-for-pound conversation. The problem, he says, is that hardly anyone's talking about it because most don't believe Jack can actually do it. So what do you think? Can Jack Della Maddalena pull off the impossible, or will Islam Makhachev's dominance roll on into another division? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fight breakdowns, analysis, and all the latest from the world of MMA.